I think last time we did this, it took us about like 60 seconds or so for YouTube to check in and like realize what's happening. So,
But I think it was delayed. I think this stuff may actually be the first bit that people see. So,
right, yeah.
so
So
hi,
it's so
folks.
yeah. It's like it's always awkward. So, but I think I mean like we had the election a couple days ago, and I was watching all kinds of stuff on YouTube because I don't have a way to watch normal TV, and everyone started their YouTube stuff like I don't know if I'm streaming yet,
Oh yeah.
so it's just like there's not a cutoff,
You
time.
think it'd be a smoother thing by now?
Sorry, I shouldn't make you so big. Can I pin myself? Oh, it's for myself only. Hold on.
I wonder if you can rearrange
So
it.
whoever's we have a couple other people that are joining. We're just trying to get the stream going here, and then we're gonna talk. So just give us a minute. We're gonna get things rolling. And if you have questions, comments, you want to join in, and you're gonna be polite, then I have the link here at the bottom. Just go to that link, and I will let you in. So if anybody else is here, if not, it's just going to be me and Mickey complaining.
Cool. There you
For
go.
an hour.
Basically, yeah.
So so
That's what we do.
it's like grumpy old men, I think, is
Yeah,
what we would call the episode.
that
So,
tracks. Yeah.
but I guess that's good enough. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna just pin like this, and you know what? Once we get a third person, it'll start making
Right. Yeah.
sense on the.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna also open up a browser and talk about the website at hand.
It's an awesome site.
Yeah, probably spent weeks developing it. So WordPress Engine
Tracker.com.
Tracker.com.
Interesting. They chose to say
They changed
WordPress
it.
Engine Tracker.
It's like it's changed since like
Oh, interesting.
2 hours ago.
Huh. It's about the same to
Recently
me.
moved. Like, oh golly. Okay, it's gotten worse. So now that Bobby joins, it's gotten worse. No, that is
It's gotten worse.
Bobby. That is not because of you. That was a bad timing thing there. So, but let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this screen over, and then let's see, copy. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm not doing a good job controlling these screens right now. So
Come on, man.
there's it's funny.
Yeah,
I think there's like a CSS issue or something on the site. Let me show you. Or maybe it's a caching thing. This is what I'm seeing in like the text.
Oh, gotcha. I'm not seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to unpin me real quick. Okay.
It doesn't respond real well. If you slide your screen in, there's some breakpoints where it's real bad. So yeah. Like see, it gets worse, and then it'll correct itself eventually. But yeah, there's some in between breakpoints.
I mean,
yeah.
All this site is a like a complaint, a big complaint here. So I don't really. I guess it doesn't really matter if the site is perfect on all mobile
Right.
breakpoints here. So anyway, well I want to
leave the bad one though. Yeah,
that's a good break point. Okay, so all right, let's dive in, and I think Matt might be joining with us eventually, but not Matt Mullenweg. So I mean, if he did, that I'd love to ask him some questions.
I'm sure.
So,
yeah.
But all right, so let's set the scene here a little bit. So this came out 2 days ago, and at first it did not bother me, and then I started thinking about it, and I'm super mad that they would have the audacity, I guess, or the cojones, whatever you're gonna call it, to do this. So I'm just gonna I want to get your opinion, and then I'll give you my opinion on it. Let's just start chatting it up. What do you guys think?
I think this makes me less want to move because I don't want them calling out. I don't want them getting credit for it. But it's also the thing I did notice is that download CSV of all sites ready for a new home, which is basically all the ones on Flywheel or WP Engine. It does have all the Flywheel sites in there. So I've got 300 plus sites in that list that they're calling out saying, come help these people move somewhere else. So yeah, that's pretty crappy. So yeah, not a fan.
Yeah. What about you, Bobby?
I think
Well,
I do.
first, do you do hosting? I know you. You know what? Let's do a quick introduction, just because I don't. This is, I mean, it's on YouTube, so who knows going to be watching it. We are all agency owners in the Atlanta area. I own a company called Clockwork WP, and we do WordPress development and marketing design. That's as simple as it needs to be. Mickey, then Bobby.
Yeah, so we're an agency in the Atlanta area called Green Melon that does rather similar to Aaron. We don't host sites directly. We let clients host where they want. We encourage them where to host. And over the years, we've encouraged pretty much all of them to either host on Flywheel or WP Engine. And therefore, we have, I think 333 sites on Flywheel and probably 20 or so on WP Engine. So they're all in this mess with us. So that's super fun.
Yeah, yeah, so exciting.
And I'm also an agency owner. My name is Bobby Kircher. I own a search marketing agency based in Atlanta called Papaya Search. And we also do some WordPress hosting and also recommend WP Engine for some hosts as well.
Do you still recommend it?
Or
are you pausing right now for a little bit to figure
We've
out?
added 3 more to Flywheel last week. So come on.
Oh, wow. We're pausing, but we do have some clients on WP Engine. And we're just not, we're telling them just to hold tight for now.
Yeah. And that's, I have, just so people know, I have a dedicated server on WP Engine. I've had it since 2015. So I've had, they were, WP Engine was incredible. 2014 and 15 is excellent until around like 18, and then the support started. I think they went through growing pains, and this is obviously just my opinion. Went through growing pains, and their support wasn't as good. So I started moving, and basically I host most of our sites on DigitalOcean using SpinUp, but I still have 50-ish. 45-ish sites or so on WP Engine. So, it's not easy to migrate. We had something like 190 sites on there. And so we've been slowly moving away. It's just, it's a slow burn. But that's, so I'm not anti WP Engine. I'm not pro, I just want stuff to work, so
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Yeah, so I mean that's why WP Engine was really good. My problem, so back to the
Why are you
topic
so
at
upset
hand.
here? Yeah.
So I'm frustrated because like I thought for a little while it was going to be more of an internal thing within the WordPress community where we have to figure out how, who are the bad guys, who are the good guys, and can't we all just get along? And this causes me pain. Right? Because now we have a way for I can think, like, to me, if any hosting company is taking this and using this list to poach customers, I feel like that's just a very sleazy thing to do. But
Agreed.
now I have to send an email. I have to find out, okay, which sites are on WP Engine, and I need to send emails to clients, basically saying it's going to be okay. You're probably getting emails about being, what I don't want is a client to get an email from someone saying, basically causing scare. I don't want to be scared, you know? So like customers are gonna can freak out when they think, oh no, I don't know what the email is gonna say, right? So it could be the site's gonna go away because WP Engine's going out of business, or something like that, which it's not going to anytime soon. But I mean that it just makes me mad because now I have to act on this, within my business.
Yeah, but clients get emails daily like your SEO is horrible. You should hire us to fix it. And we see all these errors on your site, just all the BS spam they get already. So I don't think most of them will notice much else.
They'll just ignore it.
Yeah, or hopefully they'll ask and say, "What is this about?" And because we've had some clients reach out because they've gotten emails like about advanced custom fields and stuff, saying, "Hey, you need to do this to change it." We're like, "Hey, that's what you pay us for. Don't worry about it. Go do your business. We got you covered." So it's we just kind of tell clients right now, like, if they want to know more, we'll talk to them. And most of them are like, okay, cool. You got us covered. You got this covered. Sweet. Let's go. So
Okay, yeah, I mean that's true. That I mean the one thing is keeping them in the loop on that you've got it figured out. I mean that's kind of like what I did a blog post that I wrote basically telling customers that like it's gonna be okay. Like even if WordPress this is like the end of WordPress, and it's like we're gonna be fine even if we're cut in half. It's still going to be a huge ecosystem that's much bigger than any other CMS. So I'm not worried about I'm not worried about WordPress. Like we're going to be fine. It's just more to me. It's just obnoxious that clients now have the potential of getting having to get involved.
Yeah. I still don't think they have to though, because again, most of them don't care. They don't know what WordPress is versus hosting. Like I guess they probably do fall into some of the. I thought WP Engine was WordPress stuff, but I mean, most clients don't know or don't care. A lot of them don't even know they're on WordPress necessarily. They're just like, we want a website that performs for us, and so we do that. And I think ultimately this is kind of a good thing for WordPress. It's a bad thing for WordPress. It's a good thing to showcase why WordPress is such a good choice, though, because the argument I keep showing is Mullenweg's losing his mind. That's clear, and destroying things as quick as he can for whatever reason. But it doesn't affect the sites directly, and it can't. But if you were on Squarespace or Wix or somewhere, and that CEO lost his mind, you'd be screwed. Like he can start shutting down sites and just So we put you in a good situation where he's lost his damn mind, and it sucks, but we got you set up in a situation where it doesn't really matter that much.
Doesn't matter, ultimately.
Long term, in a decade, it will. We're losing core contributors, and there's the downside of WordPress is coming, but it's years and years away. Like you said, it's too big to fail anytime soon. So I'm pleased that we put people in this situation where they can't get hosed by a nuts owner.
I never really thought about like Squarespace. I mean, you're absolutely right. You can't, if something happens to Squarespace, you can't have a backup. You can't have it.
Right.
That's always been my thing. I don't know if I shared with you before, but like during COVID, there was America's Frontline Doctors, the anti-vax people, which that's whatever, a different conversation. But Squarespace said, we don't support that, so you're gone. And so they shut them off. And again, to your point, they had no backup, they had no recourse. Squarespace was in their rights to do that. Again, with WordPress, the worst thing that could happen is your host could say, we don't support that. And you'll say, oh, shucks, and move to a different host. And 20 minutes later, you're running again. So again, WordPress is still the best place to keep you protected. Even Webflow, you're required, your Webflow, you can host it separately, but you still need to call home to the mothership to make updates and stuff. So, I mean, there's not really a good comparison unless you get into like Drupal and some of that stuff. Like, let's not go there. So.
I'm looking at going to DrupalCon in
okay, you can go there then.
End of March in Atlanta. I really am.
So, it's in Atlanta?
It's in Atlanta, yeah.
Nice.
So I'm like that, I'll make that drive. So it's funny though, because compared to WordCamps, there's something $25 a day or something is what the ticket, like these tickets, it's a 3-day conference and it's like $900, now
they got to cover their costs.
Trust me, I totally get that, that like, most conferences are a lot more expensive. WordCamps though, after going to those for 12 years or however long it's been, and paying $50, I don't even think about the ticket because it's so but $900, I'm like ooh, okay, well, I hope I get something out of it, but I want to just branch out. I mean,
that's smart.
We were looking to do some things that weren't WordPress anyway. This is it's a good time for me to start rethinking some things. Now, I haven't found anything better yet. I don't think there is anything better because as I sit here and think about it, and the actual build of a site would be that, like, now that we have page builders, man, like I can't imagine having to get a developer to like, okay, I need you to build out this section on the homepage, like I can't imagine, like, and it seems like most CMSs that are out there, they don't have a page builder like that. So this is why WordPress is so good. So,
well, and like I built a plugin the other day using ChatGPT, and because it had such a that was freaking amazing experience. I had never done one before, but
in a while, so I need to see.
Oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. It's on my blog from a couple days ago. But again, because ChatGPT has millions of resources of WordPress over the years to build from, it can do that. Whereas some other CMS, it would not be able to do as good of a job because there's not that much data to feed into the LLM for it, and that'll catch up over time. But it's just another advantage WordPress has is with AI, it works a lot better because it can build some killer plugins real quick because it has this wealth of public knowledge from it.
What did the plugin do?
Well, it started, I just wanted to do a random, I pull up a page on my site and have it show a random blog post just so I can revisit old posts. And that's easy. I could have done that myself, but still it did it in 10 seconds. The part that kind of blew me away, I said, make me a button on the page I can click and it will exclude that post from ever coming up and random refresh again. And so, again, not super hard, but it added stuff to the database and put it in a little thing and then ran a checker to make sure that wasn't one of them in the random search. And like, not super complex, but that would have taken me a couple hours to research and figure out how to do that part. It's like, yeah, sure, here you go. Like, just spit it out. And I was like, and then I said, oh, wait a second. I don't want people that are not logged in to see that. So only show that button if I'm logged in. Like, okay, here you go. Like, it's just so quick to do things that, would take me longer. And so that little piece where it added the button that then added a thing to the database to log that blog post as one that shouldn't come up in the search and then adjusted its search parameters to like randomize, but query against that list. Like, just like it was nothing. It's like, sure, here you go. What else you need?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, it makes sense that it would work, smoothly. If the more documentation, the more information you have, So I mean, that makes sense. You wind up doing that for some real. You should try to do that for some really obscure CMS, like CMS made simple or something, and see if it can create.
I'd be curious.
I would assume not.
See, I wouldn't know how to even because even then it spit out the code for the plugin. I still had to know enough on where to put that in WordPress and make it work. Like, if I did that for some other CMS, I wouldn't know how to deal with the output of it to make it work.
Fair.
So,
are you going to add it to the repository?
Nah, I guess I need to ask a few more questions. I still have to go manually put in a page ID and stuff. So I can, it's not that helpful, the plugins. Just, I couldn't find anyone that would show a random post. Most of them show a list of random posts or whatever. Like, I just want to for myself, I want to revisit old blog posts to come up with ideas. Like, I just want to go to a page, just show me an old post from some years ago. I can reread it and, get those thoughts back in my head, maybe inspire something new. I'm like, there wasn't a plugin for it. So I'm like, all right, there we go.
That's funny.
Nice.
Yeah. But again, the wealth of the WordPress size makes it good. Kind of like the 60,000 plugins and all the themes, and the size begets size to a degree. So, yeah.
We talked with a company earlier this year about a CMS called Sanity.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
I have not.
I have not. So the only people a lot of people have been talking about, is it Ghost?
Ghost is a hot one. Yeah, I've not played with it.
Kind of like what a lot of people have been like, people that aren't in the design world, like new people that are looking for they just need to have something simple and easy to. They're not like, from at least I can see it, like they're not going to WordPress. Like friends of mine, they're using Ghost, which I'm really surprised. They're just guys that are tech savvy, people, and they don't want, I guess, the headache of WordPress. It's not, you don't have to update plugins and all that stuff on Ghost. So I think it's it's more static than anything, which makes sense. So, but I mean, you can't hand that over to a client to make changes, except for probably text. So you're back in the same boat with, I feel like it seems like every CMS. So
yeah. One interesting thing we're looking at, Green Melon's considering hosting a small conference next year, like a couple hundred folks, not anything big. But I think if we do, I think it'd be cool for us to reach out to WP Engine and see if they want to be a sponsor for us.
Well, they can't spend it on work.
Exactly, they've got money. They've got money to spend on conferences. So
yeah. So
no, we'll see what happens there.
What's interesting is this file it says it's a sex megs, but it's much larger than that.
It's
is it?
I wonder if it's compressed.
It's 16 when I get it. Yeah, that's a good point.
When you download it. So,
but I did a spot check, and I mean, I looked for like 20 of our clients, and they're all in there. So it seems comprehensive.
I looked for my name. I have aaronryman.com. It's on WP Engine.
I didn't look for myself. McMail should be in there. So yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
I've had a free WP Engine account for the past 12 years, and that's where I have my Aaron Ryman site, because they were at WordCamp Nashville in 2012. They were giving out codes to check it out, and I still have the account, still good.
Well, they can't afford to contribute as much because these freeloaders like you.
That's got to be why. It's definitely me. My 1,000 visits a year is crushing it, I'm sure. So, but
yeah, Another interesting angle I was thinking of, and this may be off base, but I'm going to get a little political, but I'll try not to get partisan, is the last few months, Trump has been losing his damn mind, talking about Arnold Palmer's junk and all that stuff, and he still got elected. And so I'm thinking Mullins was like, I could just lose my mind too and be crazy, and people still support me. So I wonder if Trump getting elected is giving Mullins more like, I guess it doesn't matter what you say. People still might follow me. So cool. Let's keep going. That's why he built crap like this. Like, sure, no, there's no limit to what I can say or do, and people will still follow me. So let's go.
That's the thing that I can't understand. Like I don't want to throw Matt Mullenweg under the bus, but I can't see their lawyer saying, "We're so glad you set up this
yes
this website." You know, like this is like something like it seems like that's something someone that's not working for Automatic would set up. I mean, it's like
right.
It's like evidence is.
WP Engine, I'm sure loves that they did this. Because their initial filings are full of everything Matt's doing, and they're taking this like sweet, more fuel for our fire. Like
I wish I had a lawyer like friend. You know, just so I could be like, what like I don't know what a defamation, like, you know, I don't I understand the terms, but like I don't know how this is going to play out. It does from someone like me who doesn't understand legalese really well. This does not look good. You know, like I just don't see how this helps their situation. And I don't see how it wouldn't hurt the situation. To me, there's a chance that Matt and the foundation loses the even the ability to use the WordPress trademark. I mean, they didn't protect it for 10 years, and then they try to protect it. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but that doesn't. I mean, I've heard of people losing the right to use their own trademark because of the exact same situation where they waited too long. You know, so it's like there's a lot that's on on the table, and it doesn't seem like Matt's doing. I don't know. It's not making very logical decisions from my perspective. He could also be like some super genius that like 5 years later I'm going to understand what's happening here, but right now like I don't see any of it.
Yeah, I figure things like this are to try to get as many people off WP Engine as he can before the lawsuits really kick in, to try to get it hurt as much as he can. But it feels like this 16,720 you have on the screen could be like in the final judgment. It's okay, Matt, you claimed you've run 16,720 sites off them. I award them $2,000 in damages per site, so you owe them $33 million now. Bang. You know, like this could come right back and hurt him. Like, by your numbers, Matt, there you go. You know, like
yeah, I mean, because I guess you could probably make an argument that customers stay for X amount of years, and you know, if you know, so whatever those numbers are, 16,000 times.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Hosting like, times 3 years. That's why I said like $2,000 or something. Yeah.
That could be a crap ton. Like I didn't think about that, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's the only outcome. Golly, yeah, that could be crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea what a real outcome could be. I haven't heard many people talk about like what happens if WP Engine wins. Like they get the repository back. Like I don't know what kind of judgments there could be. Like there's so much that could happen that's way beyond my skill set.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've had some conversations with some people, but about things forking and things like that. But I don't know of anything that's actually happening that's like in like concrete. You know,
right?
So
yeah,
I know it's early, and I feel like the November 25th, once the judge, you know, makes a ruling, that'll kind of, I think it'll put things in motion.
I hope so.
I mean, I would assume that hosting companies are talking behind the back, you know, or behind the scenes, you know, trying to figure out what they're going to do when WordPress.org no longer exists, you know, or when they fork. So
yeah, fork will be interesting because really the only one that's gotten any legs was Classic Press years ago. I think it still has, but it's like a fraction of a percent. Yeah, it's nothing.
Right,
you know.
and they had to, like, they couldn't, if I remember correctly, they couldn't keep up with keeping it up to date, and so like they reforked again.
Okay.
Like recently, which makes sense. I mean, when you have 1,000 people contributing and they have
Right.
10, I can see how
Yep.
so yeah, it's a lot. I think what has to happen is big organizations need to step in, if there's going to be a fork. I
Well, I
don't
think
think it can be really small.
yeah, I think the most likely is WP Engine creates its own fork.
Right.
Which again, I support them for that, but I hate if it comes to that. I'd hate for it to fork at all, But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Just
I can. I mean, I remember the Joomla Mambo. Yeah, like that's what it kind of reminds me of. Is the lead person wants to go a different direction, and everyone else wants to go somewhere else, and so they forked, and Mambo didn't even last a year. I think they were gone.
Which side was Mambo? Was that the leader
So
or the
Mambo was the original, and then they forked and created Joomla in.
Gotcha.
In
So the
2008.
founders stayed with Mambo, and everyone else went and started Joomla. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then Mambo just
Yep.
disappeared. So I mean, I could see that. That's what I think is kind of I can see that happening in the WordPress community.
Well, that's my concern with what's happened now. Is, I mean, all the core contributors that have left Automatic and gone away, like those are the people that have been pushing it forward that are no longer pushing it forward.
Yeah.
Still a lot of people. It's still a lot of inertia for any fork to overcome. But yeah, they've lost a lot of people too. Like it's certainly not going to be progressing at the rate it once was.
This may be a dumb question, but if WP Engine makes its own fork, I mean, couldn't it make sort of a Squarespace style kind of WordPress?
That's kind of what it would be, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it probably wouldn't work much of anywhere else, which that would be problematic.
I would guess they would try to keep some kind of compatibility with WordPress. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know how to do that, but yeah, that's the problem. Like, and I don't think WP Engine's big enough. Like, I think they would want to partner with other hosting companies, because if you get some big hosting, the problem is that Bluehost is going nowhere. They're
Right.
In. I don't want to say anything negative, because I don't have anything negative to say about Bluehost, but I mean, they're in bed with Automatic. I don't
they're super close. They sponsor everything, and
right.
They paid their dues. Matt thinks they paid enough, so they're good.
Right, and right, exactly. That whatever that number is. The problem is that they Bluehost is owned by what is it?
EIG or whatever they became.
I can't. Anyway, they're owned.
Yeah.
Whoever owns Bluehost, they own HostGator and like all.
Yeah,
the
that
other
same.
ones
Yeah.
too.
Newfold.
So it's like a lot of the hosting companies are. It's like it's GoDaddy, Bluehost, and HostGator, and all those other ones. And then there's really not a lot. So
right.
I mean,
yeah.
It's since they're all owned by the same company as Bluehost. It's like. I don't know who WP Engine would talk to, but
Endurance.
There you go. Yeah.
Endurance.
Well, EIG was Endurance. Yeah, but they got bought out or renamed to something else, I think.
Newfold.
Yeah, Newfold. There you go.
Okay. Which owns Yoast and a few other plugins too. Yeah.
I will say, I don't want to bash on Bluehost either, but I have a friend of a friend came to us. His site was in trouble and gotten hacked and gotten fixed, and I was going to help him. He's on Bluehost. Bluehost had exactly 0 backups. Like, they don't keep backups by default. Like, I didn't understand that, but 0 backups. So I'm like, well, it's a rebuild.
See, to me, that's a cPanel thing. Like, I don't like cPanel hosting.
I used to like it a lot, but I've come around.
I like it because it gives you a lot of tools, but it's like I don't normally need all of that flexibility. And the fact that it's not just by default, like that should be like just a button or some kind of WordPress integration saying you don't have backups turned on.
Right.
Like that's probably a real simple plugin to write. For a WordPress hosting company. So
yeah. But that was unfortunate. But
So Bobby, has this affected you SEO wise at all?
No, I mean, it hasn't at all. Like, it's for us, it was more concerned about the ones that we were either if we were managing their WordPress, but like from an SEO perspective, none of this is affected at all.
Right, and no clients have contacted you or anything.
No, they're kind of. I mean, they're not. I don't. it's I don't want to say they're not savvy. They're not in deep with knowing this. In fact, we were talking with one of our clients that's on has a couple sites in WordPress, and they're probably moving to a restaurant. They're a restaurant group, and they're moving everything to a restaurant platform. And I mean, the marketing director still thinks, she's like, she doesn't know the difference between WordPress and WP Engine. She just sees it as almost the same thing.
Don't tell,
Well, look
don't
on
tell
your
Matt.
screen there. It's called WordPress Engine. That is interesting that they called this WordPress Engine Tracker, not WP Engine Tracker. That was very intentional.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll give Matt the credit. That's kind of funny that they called it that as opposed to WP.
But then interesting, the first sentence they said have left WP Engine, so they called it correctly in the sentence, and then but the fact they called it that was I noticed that right away. Like, of course they did, because they want to make.
And it's not in WordPress either. The page.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Yeah, I would assume not. It's just like a one pager that.
It is.
No, but you got to do that. Like.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a one pager, and you can contribute at GitHub. So it's. Oh yeah. And I was looking at the README to see if there's any kind of shade in there.
Right.
But no, it's the purpose of the site is to track how many sites I've left WP Engine.
If they
not even with
really
the period.
Thinking about the community, they could have made this a plugin where it does some kind of countdown, where you, I'm just saying, give back.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
So.
Like Web Tracker back in the day.
There you go. A little counter.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I've been to how many visits have you gotten? Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
They did go out of the way to do Open Graph tagging in here, even on a simple site. So they wanted to make sure that the logo appeared when you shared it on social media.
Nice. Yeah, I see the meta tags for Twitter and Facebook, and
But the sharing graphic is WP Engine Tracker. It doesn't say WordPress Engine Tracker. It says WP Engine Tracker.
Yeah.
So interesting.
That's a true.
But I guess you can contribute to it too if you wanted to, I guess. And you can fork it, right? If it's in GitHub.
Yeah.
Let's go fork it in something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the community is pretty creative. It would not surprise me if someone turns it. I mean, I've seen a ton of someone took WordPress.org and renamed it to Matt's homepage. Very very sarcastically. It was pretty. I mean, pretty funny. Very very sarcastic, but definitely good. So anyway, I don't think Matt's gonna join, so I think...
either Matt.
Yeah, either Matt. So Matt Schwartz. I was just inviting him because we did this call. You realize that call, the call that this similar call we had was that was over a month ago. It seems like that was 2 weeks ago, but I'm like, it was end of September. So
wow,
kind of in the middle of all this. Well,
this is reminding me of COVID. I remember during COVID, we were like, we're about to have answers real soon. We're gonna see what's happening. It's gonna when school's gonna reopen. Just never seemed to ever get there. It just kept. That's kind of where we are now. All right,
weeks. My bad.
Yeah. Aaron, we talk in 2 weeks. This will be settled. Matt will figure it out. But it just keeps on just kicking down the road. So at least there's legal proceedings to end this versus.
Well, I honestly thought once Matt took, I think it was around October 14th or so, where he took the DHH, the guy from Ruby on Rails, David, whatever. Once Matt took that article down that he wrote, I was thinking things were calming down because someone had it was the first time Matt made a decision from what I can see, where he said I made a mistake. And so I thought oh, good, Matt has, things have cleared up and he understands he's destroying the ecosystem. And then this came out 2 days ago and I'm just it's a continuation of it. So
his lawyers have got to be just losing their minds. I assume, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see how it's beneficial to
in any way. Yeah.
Yeah. So
again, it feels very Trumpian to me. He's going to do his thing. He's going to fight his fight and fight his enemies, and his lawyers are going to scream not to. But like Trump, it may work out too. Matt may win this. Who knows?
Matt doesn't need the money, I guess.
Right?
It doesn't matter. So still
just a weird fight to me. But yeah, we'll see.
Can you break down what the legal, because I'm a little out of the loop as far as the legal proceedings that are coming up. What's
So
the breakdown on that?
there was a correct me if I'm wrong, an injunction uh, that was
Sure.
that basically a document that says where a judge. God, I can't believe I'm describing this on the internet because I feel so so like on the fly.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Aaron.
It's like a basically the judge is going to make a or some kind of temporary ruling on November 25th.
Okay.
Basically kind of saying, okay, here's how we see it. WP Engine acted this way, and so they need to do this, and Matt acted this way, and then I guess it could go to trial. I mean, it goes to trial after that, but we need some kind of tell basically Matt or whomever, to stop doing whatever's happening. Even though Matt said he was going to stop, then this came out. So it's like,
this is one way to stop, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, how many days do we have until the 25th? It's like it can only, release more things like this.
Yeah, but then even then, the 25th is when it starts. Like that's not going to be the end, I wouldn't think.
No. That's I mean, I think that's just the judge saying, okay, you acted incorrectly, and you have to do these things to rectify the situation, and then we'll figure it out in court. You guys can argue it out. Does not sound fun. So, but I mean, my guess is this takes, years. I don't know, a year, or minimum a year. But I don't know.
And that's where I think Matt's trying to do this, to try to just ruin WP Engine while he has time. But again, I still think there could be like a ruling, no legal mind here at all, but a ruling saying, all right, you've said you've taken 16,720 sites, and we've determined the average revenue of a web client is $2,000. So yeah, automatic, you owe WP Engine $33 million.
Yep.
Because they're already using everything Matt says in all their filings anyhow. So this is just fodder for them. So
right, totally.
Did you see the number? The number on this file of sites is about 842,151.
Oh, in the CSV?
Yeah, in the CSV. Yeah, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
It seems kind of low. Yeah, agreed.
Because I thought the numbers that I've been, I'm no expert, so don't quote me on it. But what I had been reading is that they had 1.4 million sites.
That may be the only ones that WordPress Engine Tracker has been able to find so far.
Yeah, but you would think that it'd be really easy to find out. I mean, like that's the thing. Like this site here, you can get this information. It's just it's a pain to find out. In scale, where sites are hosted. They just made it a whole lot easier to access the information.
There's something like 400 million domain name registrations out there, so you got to go to each one and ping it to see what the IP is and match it up. And they're probably going to, I would guess we watch that CSV, it's probably going to grow as they find more, but I don't know.
But you could use a tool like Wappalizer, right? Or something else. Like we use Wappalizer to kind of get a feel. It's we use the Chrome extension.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But that's not to find this. Because that doesn't tell you where it's hosted.
But there's something about Wappalizer can detect if it's on WP Engine.
Okay.
There's something
it's just based on IP.
Out.
I mean, you just got to mass ping everything and see if here's that WP Engine IP address block. See which.
True. Yeah.
That'd be easier than It's an automated thing, but it's still hundreds of millions of sites. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then who knows how many? I assume if someone's on WP Engine and then using Cloudflare, you probably can't really see that they're on WP Engine.
So there could be some of that here.
No, but so this is created. This list I thought was created by Automatic.
Right, they're trying to find sites on WP Engine, I assume.
Yeah, but I don't think this would be easy to come up with. I mean, if you know the block.
That's what I'm saying. What if the site's on WP Engine though and is using Cloudflare? When I ping it, it's not going to say it's on WP Engine. It's going to say it's on Cloudflare. You won't see the IP. How would you know? Like, how can you find where any site is that's on Cloudflare? Which maybe you can. I'm
no,
naive
you're
here.
Absolutely right. So
that may be why the number is only 800,000 instead of 1.4 million.
because if you're using the masking stuff that WP Engine tells you to do, I mean, like basically they use Cloudflare in the background. So when they say WP Engine says what is it called? The like they have an old way of doing the DNS and then the new way where you use WP dot whatever
Okay.
for your DNSs, and that basically just I think that's like a C name for Cloudflare because all their
Gotcha.
stuff goes through Cloudflare now. Yes,
Oh,
so I would think maybe they can only get a list of ones that are using the old DNS. Yeah, because if you're, I don't, that would be hard.
Mhm.
Is anybody watching us that knows DNS? I don't know. We might not. Might just be three of us watching. I haven't even looked. So,
Nice.
if anyone has a comment, nope.
I wonder if WP Engine will push that feature even more than try to hide things a bit. But I know they're loving this site. I'm sure of that.
well, I wonder too is if the file's been expanded because initially maybe it was 6 megs and then they've figured out
that
other
could be,
ways
yeah.
to find more domains and then just uploaded the file without uploading the changing the number in the HTML.
It's a good thought, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because it's not like you're getting a zip or anything. It's just straight to CSV. So yeah, you got to be right there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious, what that number is in a couple days. Because like this, I'm surprised the 16720 is not changing. Like I thought it might be sort of automatically keeping an eye on things, updating as it goes. That's not changed in the last hour, so it must be in batches that they update that.
Yeah. Especially because they're called automatic, Yeah,
it should be automatic. Come on.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Matt's name was in it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've always read it, and I'm just like, oh, it's automatic with 2 T's. I didn't realize. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, it was like kind of like got a little when I I was just kind of like, oh, that's a little like, it's cute, but also a little
It was cute until
Cringe.
2 months ago.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When it's funny when he's likable, it's
Yeah, exactly.
It's cute, and then when he
was
not
democratizing
likable.
publishing, man, I was all for it. So
right,
yeah.
Until they decided to destroy the ecosystem. So yeah,
kill his baby.
Well, yeah, it doesn't. No one else is joining. Well, that I don't. God, I want to know how that's working though, because that's super interesting. Why the number doesn't match. I'm gonna ask on like Twitter or something.
There you go.
Say, hey,
Cool.
these numbers don't match up. What the 1.4.
Right.
So. But
Yeah, be curious.
You're gonna add Matt.
Huh?
Yeah, ask him. Ask Matt. Ping him.
Right. Hey,
Put him at.
So found a bug. So maybe, or the number was
contribute.
never would.
It may have been an
was
estimation.
never
Yeah.
1.4. Like who knows?
Yeah.
So.
Mhm.
But, all right. Well, guys, I think
Cool.
we're gonna call this one a. This is interesting. It's showing that I have an upcoming session with the same title as what we're doing right now. So it's like 2 sessions.
cool.
Are
Do it
going
again.
on.
Must be a different group.
Yeah.
Yeah. They stole my graphic. I spent so much time building that graphic. All right. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining. I'm tempted to start doing this every Friday just for fun. So, but we'll see. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Cool. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Bye,
See you
y'all.
later.
See y'all. Gonna stop presenting, and then we're going to kill.